Alright, we'll be continuing with tools. However, I want to start another document to demonstrate some of the other tools that we are going to be looking at. So I'm going to use the setup wizard to do this one. So you go to launch window, setup wizard, loads the audios that you need. We'll be coming up in a short moment. Good. I'm not going to be creating any ensembles or using any preset from here. Letter size, portrait. Alright. Now, what is this I have here? We're looking at embellishments for recorders. So, we go to woodwind because the recorder is a woodwind instrument. Now, I'm purposefully going to leave out one of the recorders. So I have a soprano and two alto recorders here and a tenor. So I'm going to purposefully leave out one of the soprano. Here's soprano, right? Alto and tenor, right? So I should have two altos, but for this lesson, for some of the tools, I'm going to leave that out purposefully. Now, one of the best ways or the easiest way to ensure that you have all the inputs and the sets that you need is to do it right from the start. However, we're going to be setting the wrong thing at the start just to show how, if that isn't done correctly, how it can be addressed later. Right, so as you notice, I'm putting in the relevant information for our score information settings. Now we're going for the score settings. This piece has an acousis, a pickup beat of 1 measure. This is where we would specify our pickup beat, just as I would have done in previous lessons. But we're going to create a problem. We missed that, okay? Alright, I would have normally counted the number of measures and decide exactly the amount of measures that we need. We're going to probably put less than we need there and see how that would work out. The specific timing says in moderately. I should put in the text. I'm not going to do that. Alright, we're in the key that is needed. Very good, finish. So we have not set up, we did not set up our document accurately, right? Not a problem. Okay, so let me get my workspace present right. So here we are in the page view. The time signature is 3/4. So the first tool that we're going to be examining at this moment is a time signature tool, right? The time signature tool does not come with a drop-down menu. You simply select it and you click in the measure that you would want to change the time signature. Right. Now this is the dialog box that we have for the time signature, and always try to rebar the music unless it is that you do not want it to demonstrate the timing as what is the instructed. So we have 4/4 timing. You can move the number of the top beats as much as you want. It goes from 1 to 100. Alright, so you can just move that, and the bottom slider goes from 32 all the way up to 1. Right, so 1 is our whole note dotted, so forth, right? So it shows you all the different divisions of the beats. Right? So should have enough to make whatever combinations of time signatures that are needed. Good. So let's get with it. We're really looking for 3, 4. So that's it. And we're starting from measure 1. Even though we clicked in measure 3, can go from 1 through to 3. Let's do that, see what happens. So it maintained the 4, 4 from measures 4 through to end. And it puts a 3, 4 there. So wherever it is that we want to create a time signature, we can do it there. We can also have, for whatever reason, a different time signature for our display. Could abbreviate it, so we could use command time there. Right? So we are going from measure 6 using the command time signature for display. There we go. Putting in different time signatures there. Alright, you should be trying this along with me, so I have more options. Let's choose a different time signature. Let's say that we're choosing, for whatever weird reason, another time signature such as 3/8 or 9/8. So it's really 4, 4 that will be the time signature, and it will be checking it as 4, 4, but it will be displaying 9/8. So it is showing the 9/8. Right here you have a cautionary time signature, so a person playing will realize that, hey, a 9/8 is coming in the next. Prepare yourself. However, let's enter in some notes and see. So it's beaming it, right, and it's not taking any more notes because it's really 4, 4, but it is displaying it as 9/8. Alright, so that can be done as well. For whatever the reason, you would go to more options and use a different time signature for display. We can also make composite time signatures. So the beat group, is it triple? Let's put in triple. Next one, let's put in duple. And the beat duration, let's put in 8 notes, and let's put in a quarter note. So we can create a composite time signature such as this one, and that will be from 10 through to 11. Bars 10 and 11 will have that, and of course it puts back the 9/8 right here. So we can create all these different types of time signatures. Let's do one of the irregular ones. Let's take that off and make a want to do 6, 4. Let's do a 5, 4. So that's 5, 4. Okay. So whatever the time signatures that you would want, time signature tool is used pretty much to apply a time signature. Now, as I said before, context menus. If you are on the time signature tool, you can right click and you have the generally used ones that are there. Right, so I'm going to change this one to 2, 4. Right, so it's as simple as right clicking and selecting one that you would need. Right. Good, and it has some composite ones here. How it is that you want to beam your 7/8. So you put in a 7/8 time signature, and it has the beaming rules there. And you can right click and go to edit time signature, and we come back to the same screen, same dialog that we had. Now, in all of the dialogues, whenever there's a question mark, you could pretty much click on it and it will take you to the internet where you could get more information about that particular dialogue from the musicfinale.com website. So that's very useful. Alright, let's continue by selecting all. So all of the measures in this piece would have been selected, and then we're going to just change the time signature to 3/4. So everywhere it's now 3/4, and this is pretty much what it is that we want to have. Now, if you would recall, in setting up this lesson, we deliberately left out a pickup measure. In doing this, there are two ways. I'm going to go the long route first. Alright, so the long route is to create what you need. So we're using a different time signature for display. We're using 3/4. But actually for measure 1, we only want 1/4. So it's just catering for 1 beat. But we're not going to be doing anything more than showing that it is 3/4. But we're checking only for 1 beat. And we say, okay, it looks the same way. Let's begin entering our notes. And it's going to take it just as a Crucis would. Right, and that bar is filled. Okay? Once the measure has never had a note in it, then by default the whole rest is placed. When it is that we want to put in a rest, then we just enter a note and move the rest. Or if we are in speed and we're using the MIDI device for input, a rest would come by default. So those are the ins and outs that we would have used for our time signature tool